Hello, and welcome back to Cars of Glasgow. Today, you join me with the Peugeot 408 here at Citroen Armadale. And in this video, I'm going to give you a walk around tour of the exterior and show you the interior. Now, today's model is finished in this Elixir Red, which is a £950 paint option when you're buying this new. Now, stay tuned for this video. So the 408 shares its platform with the Citroen C5. However, I think this is probably my favourite out of the two just because it's got quite a striking design. There's a lot of design elements on the front of the 408 that make it stand out. Now, you're going to notice, first of all, the 408 badging up the front here. That's a harken back to previous Peugeot models. We've got little camera because this car does have the 360 camera. This grille as well, which does have the body coloured bits going through the grille here, this one particularly in the Elixir Red. And we've got the big Peugeot badge up front and centre. Now, this hosts all the safety gear, so it's got things like pedestrian and cyclist detection, as well as adaptive cruise control. So all your radars and that are built into the badge, which is quite nice because it just makes it look a little bit more clean design without big ugly sensors sticking out somewhere. We do have, of course, parking sensors front and rear. You can see them down below. Now we've also got a little bit of a daytime running light running down the side of the car here, and we've got the LED matrix headlights. Now what that means is it's got high beam assist, so if you've got them in high beam and you're out in the motorway, it's able to blinker out one of the headlights and maybe leave one full if you've got somebody oncoming, and it can shut on and off certain parts of the LED matrix, which is quite a good safety feature when you're out driving, so you're not blinding oncoming traffic. And again, we've got some of this kind of crisscross. It always looks like line claws have been through the material going across here on the bumper. So under the bonnet, you've got two power options available to you. Engine options on the 408, we've got a 1.2 three-cylinder petrol with 130 horsepower, or this 1.6 litre plug-in hybrid that comes in two power outputs, one for about 180 horsepower and this GT model with 225 brake horsepower. Now what surprised me under here is, although we've got things like a little heat shield and a little bit of sound deadening here, we do not have gas struts on this car. Now this car's priced over £47,000 new, and it just surprised me that we've got a little manual strut in here. A little bit of a shame considering it's quite an expensive vehicle. On the side of the car, you're going to notice we have this black cladding around the wheel arch there to give it that kind of SUV feel. We do have the graphite diamond cut alloy wheels. These ones are 19-inch because it is the GT line, and I think these are probably one of the best wheel designs I have seen on a recent Peugeot of years. I like the kind of two-tone, and it's got this material that's kind of, again, resembling the front bumper there with the kind of streaks through it. Now, it does have a Peugeot emblem on the side of the car. They give you it for free, unlike Ferrari that may charge you. Now, I would think it should be in the fender, but I do wonder if it's on the door here to make the door look a little bit smaller visually, but it's nice to see the Peugeot badge there. We do have a camera on the mirror, and being the 408, it's got a coupified SUV style body. It's quite chunky, but also we've got quite a sleek aerodynamic rear. I really like the design of this 408. Now, just while we're here, you're going to notice the doors are absolutely huge. I can only imagine that in a tight car park. But yeah, it's got two very large doors. This car does have a pressurized fuel tank, so you have to push the button inside to open up the fuel tank here to get the fuel filler cap open. As you can see, pull that and then you can put your petrol in there. It does have a little bit you can hang your clip if you want to do so, and then the other side is where your charge flap is. Now it's worth noting this car does have a 12.4 kilowatt hour battery, which is good for up to 40 miles of range. So on this side of the car we do have the charge flap. What caught my eyes, it's got quite a deep recess for the CCS charger in there, and we do have a button there for the deferred charging. So around the rear of the Peugeot, the first thing that catches my eye are these 3D style taillights. I like the fact, A, we've got three of them, 1, 2, 3. The individual bits of plastic kind of moulded around them. They're standing out, and they've even got these little like striations coming out from the little bit of plastic inside there. And then we do have the LED turn signal on the side there. Very nice design there from Peugeot. The trend for these cars to not have a rear wiper continues, so this car does not have a wiper, unfortunately, so you need to be at motorway speeds to clear the rear window. We do have these kind of geometric style little bits there for airflow, but not too much of a spoiler up above. And we do have quite a chunky rear bumper in a dark grey colour. I guess the advantage of that is you're not going to scratch that up if it was red paint, maybe loading in your shopping and things like that. So the Peugeot 408 does have smart entry to get into the boot. A little bit of There we go, kicking the sensor in the middle and it automatically opens up. Now, depending if you get the full petrol or you get the PHEV, you're going to get different boot space capacities. You've got about 530 litres on the 1.2 litre or about 470 litres with the plug-in hybrid, just due to the way the batteries are in the rear of this car. As you can see, there's not much space underneath of the floor. And because of the way the rear tailgate is designed, there's not much storage in terms of height, so you're going to have to pack carefully. But we do have little tie-down hooks, little bungee cord things, and then a little bit of netting in the side there. Now, one little neat feature is we've got these buttons here we can pull to fold the rear seats, which give you about 1,500 litres of boot space once the seats are folded like so. Not completely flat, but we do have a relatively flat bit there, and it does have a little bit of material in there to prevent things getting caught in traps, so it should make loading items a little bit easier. And of course, an electronic tailgate to close like so. Join me inside the front interior of the Peugeot 408. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice is this really small steering wheel. It's kind of like an octagonal shape, GT logo at the bottom there, black gloss at the top, cruise control on the left, volume controls on the right. And depending how you sit, it may cut off your instrument display here. We do have a 10-inch configurable instrument display here, and visibility out front is pretty decent. A-piles are quite thin, dashboard sits quite high, and the bonnet I can see quite a lot of it stretching out towards the headlights there. So in the centre here we do have two touchscreens here. Now the top one may be familiar to what you've seen on the Citroen C5, but down here is a USB for Peugeot. Now we've got shortcut keys here, so we've got things like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that are wireless. We've got your phone, navigation, climate, media, and the home button. This is a nice configurable screen that you're able to go and move some of the icons when you're on the home page, and you can move some icons and widgets around. Quite fast, quite responsive, and as you can see, it's powered by TomTom. Now I like the wee graphic that you're able to see the charge, for the hybrid, and if it's patchy or engine power you're using there. But overall, nice, fast and responsive, and if you want to get your climate control, touch that button there and you're able to turn on things like your fan speed, airflow, etc. So being a GT model, if we go into seat options, we do have heated seats, heated steering wheel, as well as massage up front. So you're able to do things like your side to side, your wave, whatever it may be. And it can work through various modes, which is quite a nice touch, and I can feel that needing me in the back. So if you're looking for a car to do a long distance in, Peugeot 408 might rocket to the top of your list because of these massaging seats. So just below we have physical buttons here that do different things. We've got your volume knob, we've got a button there for your shortcuts, we've got your climate there that you can go again through your heated seats and change the temperature, defrost, circulation, etc. And then your hazards, importantly, in the red across there. So it's nice to get a wee blend of physical buttons as well as digital ones up above. So top of the dash we do have that stitching going across in that kind of like yellowy green colour. This one is fitted with the Focal hi-fi sound system, which is £810 option here in the UK. It does add a little bit more bass than that to the sound, which is great if you enjoy your music on trips. Now just below you're going to see we do have the climate vents here. They are integrated into the dash design, reminds me of a Volkswagen Passat. And yeah, they're nice to see because that physical buttons, you're able to control the airflow, and then the material across the dash is all right. It's premium enough, but it's a relatively scratchy there. Now in the centre here, we do have a blend of plastics that are various shades. We've got this kind of silver trim here, wireless phone charging, big button there for your engine start stop, and this little selector here that we've seen in the Citroen C5 that you're able to put into drive and all the way down for reverse. And as you can see, you've got the 360 camera there, and you can switch between various cameras like so. P for park. Just below that there, we do have drive modes. We can go between sport, hybrid or electric at a touch of a button, depending on the driving mode that you're looking for. And then to the left-hand side of the drive selector, we do have a USB-C charger, 12-volt power outlet, a little bit of storage in there, and then cup holders behind this little tray here. They do have little hooks to kind of hold your can of juice or whatever it may be. Electronic parking brake, and this little bit of storage here. I guess you could throw your car keys in, something like that. Now what is a neat touch is this armrest here. It does have more of that stitching on it, but it is split folding. So say, for example, you want to have one down for your passenger to have there, and you still want to be able to go in and grab something, you can do that. And it's also got a USB charger in there with a little bit of a light around it to illuminate where you're going to plug in and charge your phone. So the seats on this car, as you can see in the GT spec, we do have leatherette with a bit of this Alcantara material in the middle. And you can see that massage going on right now. It's on cat paw, and you can see the seat back moving there, which is quite fun to see. Overall, they're fairly comfortable. They are adjustable with some electric adjustment on the side there. So I'm 5'11" and I've got plenty of headroom and plenty of shoulder room. So if you're around 6 foot, it should be okay for you up front in the 408. So we do have a big glove box that is lined with the fuzzy stuff, and as you can see, it's fairly deep. There's not too much of an intrusion with a fuse box or anything, and it's nice to see that on a French vehicle. There's another action shot of it, a little bit of a separate storage in there, but a decent sized glove box in the 408. So on the right hand side here, we do have your preconditioning button that lights up when you're charging, fuel filler cap release, as well as your boot release. This GT model has AGR comfort with memory seats, as you can see, all electric all around, and you can see some of that stitching on the side. And in the door sill, the car says Peugeot in script going across there. So on the door card there, we do have strips of mood lighting here, semi-plush material up here with this kind of suede Alcantara material going across the dash. We do have all-round buttons for electric windows, mirror control, door lock, as well as child lock there, and a little bit of a vinyl material there going around the grab handle and where your elbow's going to rest. Now, inside the door bin there, we do have enough room for probably a 500ml bottle of juice. It is lined with fuzzy stuff at the bottom, but the full thing is still scratchy around the side, so things would rattle around. But yeah, nice to see a bit of storage inside the door bin. So you join me in the back of the Peugeot 408. Now there is enough legroom back here, decent headroom. I'm 5'11", and what impresses me on the wheelbase in this car is there's plenty of legroom. The knees don't sit too high up. There's a little bit of kind of room under there where my knees are kind of getting bent. But overall, it's not too bad for comfort. Could probably sit free at a push, because you do have a little bit of a transmission hump. But if you were to carry two, you do have little cup holders back here, as well as a little pass-through hatch. Things for like skis or something long and skinny can come through there. So that's always nice to see. Now we do have the child seat Isofix anchors behind here, and the material quality back here is not too bad. It is mostly that kind of vinyl material with this suede Alcantara-esque material in the middle back here, and we do have little nets behind each driver and passenger seat, as well as USB chargers in the rear for people to charge their devices, and some vents. On the back doors, we do have slightly scratchier plastics up top, a little bit of a suede material here with Focal telling you what hi-fi system you're using. Door card has a mechanical release in the rear door, as well as your window switch there. Now the door bins are fairly big, but again, they're not lined with any material on the inside, so they are completely plastic in there, which is a bit of a shame because things will make a noise rattling around. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching this video on the Peugeot 408. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below. A special thanks once again to Citroen Armadale for loaning me this 408 for today's video, and I'll see you next video. Ciao!